Okay, hi. This is Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. I'm Tony. Joe's not here. We're not telling him we're doing this, all right? This is kind of a shitty movie review show, so we want you to have as much fun as I have during this. I need you to get on my level. First off, have 3 beers before you start watching this. Secondly, we've turned this into the greatest drinking game ever, and by the greatest drinking game ever, I mean I don't want you standing at the end of it. Here's what you gotta do. 1, every time I swear, take a drink. 2, every time Joe says take a drink. 3, every time I roll my eyes or look completely bored, take a drink. Every time Joe goes ahead and talks over me, take a drink. Every time I talk over Joe, take 2 drinks. If you see a dog pop into the shot, take a drink. If you see a huge pussy, go ahead and take 2 drinks. All right? Every time I get up to go to the bathroom, you waterfall that bitch or chug it. And if Joe and I get into an actual argument, then you finish that beer and get another one. If you're drinking wine, you're not classy. You're just drinking a little cheaper. And if you're drinking hard liquor, I kind of sort of hope this kills you. All right. Thanks again for Leave the Review. Take the Cannoli. Have a great day. Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. Tonight, I'm your host, Tony Ronzani, here with my buddy Joe, JC, Jesus Christ, because he is the best at movie reviews, Compagna, who tonight will be reviewing
Kick-Ass 2 and Young Guns.
I'll be throwing in my 2 cents on it from a little bit of a more technical bit, because I really don't know shit about movies. Joe's always going to go ahead and say what you guys want to hear, and I'm going to pick him apart because I'm just that much more of an asshole than Joe is.
He's a lot more of an asshole than I am.
What we're going to go ahead and do is first off go over our rating system. We have a 5 stubby scale. 5 stubbies is reserved solely and only for the greatest movies out there. What we're talking about in that is basically your Shawshank Redemption, your Godfather, something that really goes ahead and changes cinema and makes you stay up at night thinking that's a great movie. Next, halves discluded, you have 4 stubbies. 4 stubbies means, man, it's a really, really good movie. It's just not Shawshank Redemption or The Godfather. 3 is your, hey, it's pretty damn good, you should definitely see it. 2 is your, yeah, you should see it. 1's going to be more of your, avoid this movie, but hey, if you're really, really bored and a little bit drunk on a Friday night and don't have a date, why don't you give it a go, because you're a loser anyway and you have nothing to go with. Or our final rating, your broken condom. Why do we call it a broken condom? These are reserved for things like Howard the Duck and Freddy Got Fingered. We're throwing in a broken condom because, quite frankly, it scares you at the time and then it haunts you for life. That's one of the things you're going to see Joe and I disagree with the most, because I love movies like Sharknado, Ghost Shark, Mega Shark, things that are absolutely amazing.
And Joe has
shitty taste.
You've already talked about those too much.
What else we're going to go ahead and do is throw out our website. You can find us on Facebook at Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. That's the easiest thing to do is just search, because I'm not smart enough to remember what the whole damn thing in the bar is. Secondly, find us on YouTube. Find our podcast on iTunes. We need you to like that, because you can see we have a wonderful production value. These are the walls that I stare at all day while I'm home anyway. If we get enough likes, I may buy a poster. I might buy something I could put there. I might buy a green screen and pretend like we're in Maui or Milan. And that way you guys can really feel, hey, these guys are worldly. We want that. The more likes that you give us, the more we can do. All right, now I'm going to guarantee if you get up to 200 likes on our Facebook, we will give away a date with our producer, Senator Stubblefield. We're talking dinner, maybe McDonald's, maybe you supersize, maybe even Olive Garden. We'll give away a movie, because we're a movie show. It'd be really weird if it wasn't movie related at all. He will go ahead and pay for all of this and entertain you in a drunken way. And if we try hard enough, we can probably get him so drunk he pees himself. This is an opportunity that is up to you. We need you to get your friends, your family, share this, like this, pass this around. And I'm not going to lie, great things can happen. What I want to do right now is throw it into the concept of, Joe, let's review a movie. What do you got?
Well, I want to talk about Kick-Ass 2, since this is the movie that just came out recently. As you know, I'm a big fan of the Kick-Ass movies. I love the first one. And the second one I enjoyed, not as much, but I did enjoy it. But as we've talked about before, you know, the movie Kick-Ass really should be named Hit Girl. I mean, the Chloe, whatever.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Thank you. She steals the show. It's obvious. In the first one, she steals the show as an 11-year-old. This one, she's a little older. You would think she would have gotten a little more aggressive, I guess you could say, even though she's pretty aggressive as it is. But it almost seemed like she was more ruthless in the first one than she was in the second one. Partly maybe because she was in the movie more. In the second one, I think they kind of scaled back because now she's going against other teenage girls. You know, she wants to be more like them than fighting crime. But I guess we should actually, the whole premise to Kick-Ass 2 is normal people, regular people like you and I, or people walking the street, actually wanting to become superheroes. No, not thinking they have superpowers, but wanting to just do some good, even if it's walking the elderly lady home at night. But then, when they start doing this, you know, they have to face these real-world situations where they don't have superpowers. They get their ass kicked a lot, which actually Kick-Ass should be named Ass Kicked, because he does not win a fight, I don't think, ever.
The best thing about the original Kick-Ass is that they showed that this is something we should all have the courage to do. Maybe it's not costume, but we should have the courage to do this on costume. We should be able to walk out and be the better person, to be the better bit of society. In the very first Kick-Ass, what makes it great is they show that he is very, very violated by things like knives, cars running him over, and he tries to avoid these things. And this is, the main star is... Oh, shit. That is something I should know. I want to say it's Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg's look-alike. It's not him. Jesse Eisenberg would be the more successful one. This is the guy that
here we are doing a movie review.
Yeah, this is the guy that married... No, this is the sad stuff I know. This is the guy that married the girl that's 20 years older than him, and they've had a couple of kids. Either way, what he does, he plays the part perfectly because he is absolutely vulnerable to these things, and we obviously would be too. He doesn't have a budget like that's classy.
Like we have a budget.
His name is Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's his little heart.
I was gonna say Adam Johnson.
And even closer than me. And absolutely, like I said, okay, God damn it, podcast. What he goes ahead and does is he shows that he is vulnerable to these things. And like I said, he does avoid these, and we all would be. He doesn't have a budget like Bruce Wayne. He doesn't have this ability to be this mass superhero that can do all these things. But boy, he fucking tries hard, and that's great, and that's something that everybody should do. By the time Kick-Ass 2 comes along, he's going to go ahead and start being the badass. He's going to start getting in shape. He misses doing those things, so he goes ahead and ditches the girl, which is played by Lindsay Forseca, who is in How I Met Your Mother episodes longer than she's in this movie, which I think is an absolute travesty. But he goes ahead and he goes back on the street. He's going to win this, and he goes and he joins this group, which is captained by Captain Stars and Stripes, played by Jim Carrey, who I always want to like. And in this movie, he does an absolutely amazing job.
Oh, he's phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. He, like Chloe, Hit Girl, steals the show. Personally, I don't think it's a coincidence that you never see those two in the same scene together.
Right. What you're going to get at that point is basically, it's not a battle of egos, because neither of them have a large ego. No. It's a battle of talent. And you're getting who can actually steal that scene. Right. So you don't want to throw them in together. And Jim Carrey has less than 8 minutes of actual screen time in this movie. I want to say it's 7 minutes and 43
Something
seconds.
Something like that.
But he does a phenomenal job in all 7 minutes and 43 seconds, which he's proven time and time again that he has the ability to do. And then he makes Ace Ventura crap. But that's a whole other story.
Which, by the way, with Jim Carrey, and I don't want to go on a rant on this just for time, but you know the story that he doesn't want to promote the movie and all that because of the violence and stuff like that, which I think is complete bullshit. First of all, you read the script, you know what it is.
Second of all, Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Second of all, you realize actually he doesn't do that much violence in them. I think he beats up that table pretty well, but other than that,
he's got a water gun and there's a dog on his balls.
Right.
No, it's don't bite the hand that feeds you, and that's quite frankly the kick to me. Is no matter how violent your movie is, you don't be that guy. But going back to the premise of the film, so Kick-Ass joins up with this group, and he's trying to get Hit Girl, and Hit Girl, who's quite frankly the only actual superhero who steps up to the cause, is like, no, because I promised my daddy that I would. Her daddy, of course, in the first movie, played by Nicolas Cage, who only passes up a role
in a restaurant.
Exactly. So she said, I promised my daddy, which is weird because earlier she says, hey, I promised my daddy I would never stop defending this city, so, you know, whatever works for the poor scriptwriter in this movie. So he joins this group, and they're doing good, and they do a couple of big things, and then they get the supervillain, who's played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, is I believe how you pronounce it.
Which everybody knows as McLovin.
Exactly, it is McLovin. I think he does a phenomenal job. I hate to say that Kick-Ass is absolutely, in my opinion, the third to fourth billed actor in this. But Christopher Mintz-Plasse does a wonderful job playing the motherfucker, and he is the first supervillain, because quite frankly, and they do this in Batman Begins as well, you know, it escalates. If you're going to be a superhero, then there's going to be a supervillain, and that's how it goes, because there's always going to be good versus bad. I
thought it was kind of ironic that in a summer where you've got all these superhero movies, you know, the motherfucker's actually Batman. If you think about it,
yeah, he's the rich kid.
There's no superpower, but he's just got money. That's his superpower, and he even says that in the movie.
Oh, it's great. No, he does. He gets to the point where everybody wants to be in that situation where I can't get trained, I can't kick ass, I can't do that, but you know what? I can pay you to do it.
Right.
And everybody wants to be in that situation.
But here's the thing, to get back on point. Kick-Ass, you know, I think I really enjoyed that movie. I don't know what I'd give it. I don't think I actually did a review on it, but I would probably give it 3.5 to 4 stubbies. I liked it that much. The first one.
I'm not gonna lie. The very first one, I'm gonna give 3 stubbies to it, and I'm gonna feel good about giving 3 stubbies to it.
And that's fine.
Absolutely all right.
That's fine. I don't feel like we're disagreeing really. I might be a half a stubby. Yeah, 3.5 is probably it for me. This one, it's like a typical sequel. More heroes, more bad guys, more killing, kind of bigger in a way, but it lacked. To me, it lacked a lot. I wanted to see more Hit Girl. That didn't happen. I did like the ending. I know you didn't like the ending. I liked the fight scene in the end, but the middle was. Well, it started off real well, and the middle just killed it for me.
I said, let me seal it back for me here. The thing on this movie where it absolutely
I'm trying to think of how many stubbies actually
drives on this is that it starts off so strong, and you're very interested in the characters. You care, which a movie should make you care. You should relate to somebody, etc. Yada yada. And then it absolutely, like you said, stalls out in the middle. For him, I know, Joe, you said it kind of gained some momentum back.
I thought it did.
This is a movie that, for me, the more I think about it, I'll never rewatch it. I have no desire to. I love the first Kick-Ass. I'll watch that numerous times. But the second one, I have no desire to rewatch it. It has no replay value to me. And it actually stalled out in the middle, and it never got going again. It never got its footing. And that's where it lacks to me. The end fight scene, yeah, it was neat. I'm glad the heroes stepped up. There are going to be villains out there, but in the same account, I just don't care how it went. They made some villains that were absolutely impervious to all attacks. Suddenly, were very, very pervious, if that works. Thesaurus. They made these heroes that couldn't do shit all of a sudden have the ability to fight. That's what kills me. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go way back. I'm giving Kick-Ass 2 1.5 stubbies, and frankly, one of those stubbies is because Chloe Grace Moretz gives an excellent performance. The other half stubby is for the 7 minutes and 43 seconds that Jim Carrey rocks it, and that is all I give it. This is a movie that, in my opinion, and I will always give you this, you can skip. If they come out with a third, watch it before the third comes out, but don't waste your time before that, or give it a bucket red box and kind of feel dirty about it.
personally,
Yeah.
I think go ahead and watch it. I would give it. When we went to the movie, we're actually taping this about a month after it came out, just so you guys know. I would have gave it 3 stubbies, which is a half a stubby worse than I would give the first one. But since I wrote the review and now we're doing this, I think I'm going to end up with 2.5 stubbies because I think it did lag. I don't want to give it too much credit. I do think it's worth seeing. Not going and seeing it. Don't waste $10 and popcorn and all that on this movie.
Or if you're in
Rent
California,
it.
50.
Anymore, everybody's got a 40 to 50 to 60 inch TV. Turn the lights off. Turn the surround sound on. Watch it at home. It's well worth doing that. Plus, I do believe they'll have a third one. He does not.
No.
But I think they will because it doesn't really cost that much money in terms of. No, but they have a story in place. It's not like they have to go rewrite it.
I'll tell you what. I will bet you words and a soda. This movie, the second one, first one grossed just under 100 million. I think it died at 98. I will bet you words and a soda. This does not gross 75.
Yeah, but it's not always. It's not its fault really. I mean, you've had Iron Man 3. You've had. Oh, come on, help me out here. You've had Iron Man 3 this
I don't give a fuck what you had. It's about profit. These are productions.
There's a lot of blockbuster
Joe, at this
movies
point,
out
you have
there.
a choice. You either take the bet or you lose it.
Well, I'll take that bet all day.
All right.
I'll up you. Oh, wait. Are you talking about money made? No.
It's not going to make 75 million.
No, you're right. No, you're right on that.
Then there's no third movie.
But yes, there will.
There's not.
I'll bet you a case of Coors Light that they make a third. They make a third
all day
one.
long.
I bet you a case of Coors Light.
I think 2 critters are going to go somewhere from this, and the main star, what's his name, Aaron Taylor, is going to continue fucking his 47-year-old wife, and that's about the end of that. All right?
Well, at least you got something good out of it, right?
You ever fucked 47-year-old pussy?
Not yet.
Me neither, but I assume it's not
maybe
as 27.
Maybe another 15 more years.
Anyway, we're going to wrap up the first review we ever did on that one.
Eileen will appreciate that.